Okay. There we are. Hey, it is good to be back. I am going to go ahead and get everything set so that we can get started with our writing today. I am going to go back and finish up my conversation with Ira. Now, the question is, how does this conversation need to go? Uh, uh, let's see what we can get. All right. So, when we left off, Iro was chuckling at the fact that I'm going to have to work off a lot of shit because he's about to get me some clothes. Now, here's the deal. Not 100%. I'm not 100% sure how to describe what I'm about to make, but I know how it looks. If that makes any sense to anybody. So I'm going to have to draw this. And I don't have a drawing pad on the computer, but I do have another camera. I have a microscope camera actually, which will kind of work, but what I'm really going to do is more than likely just draw the picture here and just let you and just force this stream to watch me. Because I was realizing, like, as much as I like to like leave my stream to just when I'm writing, I can kind of do anything on stream. Like a lot of things. Like I have some stuff that I need to do today, but most of it is on the computer, so I can do most of it on stream. So I might be here for a good chunk of the day, in and out. Like I will be on stream, but I still have to go in and out of the building to, grab stuff from the main house. Because again, I'm in a shed. I'm always unstable. Is it all? Now, granted, my bit rate is 7,000. Can you handle 7,000? I thought your shit was like eight. I thought your like thing was eight. The only reason I do that is because manage my channel directly from my phone. Hmm.
So I was scrolling the other day and I saw this. They're all at episode 1 strength. Who's winning? I saw Naruto, Deku, Luffy, Yuji, Ichigo, Eren, Asta, and Tanjiro. Let me go ahead and tell you who it's not right now. It's not Tanjiro. He's just a kid with an axe in the first episode. Yeah, he stands ground against a low-level demon for a little bit. He pulls some fun moves against Giyu. And it's also not Deku. Deku is just a quirkless kid who's willing to throw himself in the fire to save his friend in Bakugo. He doesn't get one for all until episode 2. However, with just those two gone, the conversation starts to get real contentious. Luffy has the Gum Gum Fruit in episode 1. He knocks out the Sea King who bites off Shanks' arm in episode 1. Naruto learns multi-shadow clone jutsu in episode 1 and defeats a Chunin. Yuji is still the child of Kenjaku in a Death Room painting in episode 1, even though he hasn't really awoken to his cursed energy. Ichigo, like Yuji, is a physical freak who's so powerful he was able to call 5 ambulances for the dudes who were jumping him. And while it's not revealed in episode 1, Eren is still the Attack Titan Shifter in episode 1. And Asta unlocks his anti-magic in episode 1 in his battle against Red Sheet. So this is actually, very difficult. Now, out of everybody on this list, Ichigo ends up the strongest. And it's also in episode 1 that becomes a temporary Shinigami and is able to defeat Apollo. And to me, that's probably the most impressive episode 1 feat outside of Luffy knocking out the Sea King that bit off Shanks' arm. And since Ichigo's ceiling is higher than that of Luffy's, I'd have to say Ichigo probably wins based off episode 1 strength. It could really go either way between the two of them. And before anybody says, oh, but you're forgetting about the Attack Titan, it's not like Eren knew how to access the Attack Titan in episode 1, so I can't really give him that much credit. So I was scrolling the other day and I saw this. They're all at episode 1 strength. Who's winning? I saw Naruto, Deku, Luffy, Yuji, Ichigo, Eren, Asta, and Tanjiro. Let me go ahead and tell you who it's not right now. It's not Tanjiro. He's...
All right. Yeah. I tried reacting to the new channels, YouTube, reels, shorts, whatever, yesterday, and it does not. No, I don't like it. I don't like new. I don't like exploratory content. It doesn't feel right to me. Like I need catered algorithm at this point. Like if I'm on scroll, if I'm on doom scroll, I need an algorithm to hit. I need my algorithm with, because otherwise, here's I don't have to worry about stepping away. Okay, I don't have to. So while I'm stepping away, I just gotta do it. Wait. I'll be right Timmy! Dude, I was trying to come on here earlier specifically so that I could see you. How are you doing today? Oh, dude, I was trying to come on earlier. I was trying to actually come on around 8 today. I was trying to come on like 2 hours ago, but I couldn't get OBS to work right. Yeah, we're kind of on like a 12-hour across. So yeah, like we're 12 hours across. So when you say you're 10, it's 10:22 here. So around the same. So I was trying to coordinate it a little bit that way. Yeah, I noticed some. I saw. I was like on the analytics thing, and I saw it. Like I had uh somebody in the Philippines, and I was like, "Oh, that must be Timmy." All right. Eh, I don't. Yeah. Hey, Timmy. Yeah, Timmy, you're in the Philippines. I'm about to do something that's very illegal where you are, so please don't tell on me, okay? If you need to, then you can go ahead and step away from the stream for a second and come back in about 5 minutes, maybe six. I ain't gonna do it on camera, but I am a smoker. And it is part of being able to like figure out it's part of slowing down my thinking process so that I don't constantly just run in the same circles so that I can put stuff down on the page. I'm not I can't get prescribed ADHD meds, and this is the best way I can kind of tie my hands to the keyboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and step away for a second. I'll be right back. All right. Timmy, I'm still watching the chat. I'm. Oh wait, I have my phone. I forgot. I can monitor the chat from my phone. Yay! So I'm going to talk to you because I got some questions for you. All right. So I was you live out in the Philippines. I'm trying to like you live out in the Philippines. I'm real curious. Current events got me real curious about how everything is like cracking around the world right now. Cause man, I don't know why, but my country doesn't exactly, it's not having the best game right now. So, I'm just saying, like, how is this affecting things over there? Or do you even notice it? Because over here it's starting to get it's get over here it's starting to get it's getting over here it's starting to get it's getting right here See, told you I was going to use this, my phone to manage it, but the audio was on for some reason. But yeah, dude, over here it's getting weird. I'm just trying to like, since I got somebody here who's actually, I actually have the chance to talk to somebody who is outside the country, because all my family who's from outside the country, they here. So, you know, just want to get some perspectives. Oh, all right, all right, all right. Back to back to talk to an old man about a knee, about a leg. All right. So my thought process behind not being able to describe an outfit. I'm terrible at outfit descriptions, but I can kind of draw a little. So my thought was to just draw the outfit that I am going to have. Like, draw the clothes that I want. And this would actually give me an opportunity to do a full drawing of the character and give them a look. And if I do draw the character, I can use that. I can kind of like zhuzh it up a little bit for the channel images, so I can have a thing to, so I can have an image for my channel. So I think I am going to do that. First things first, I'm going to have to go and get paper and pencil. Ah, paper and pencil. I don't think I have it in this room. So, hey, Timmy. Hey, I was trying to talk to you, but I ain't know if you left. But yeah, I was trying to ask, like, hey, how are you doing right now? I know the world is kind of in some shit right now, and I was trying to figure out some perspective from people who ain't stuck in the middle of our bubble, you know? Like, how are things going over there? Like, well, I'm back. Ha ha ha. All right. Okay. So, I come very utensils. I got paper. I got pencils. I got pens and things to make a picture of a person that only I know exists. All right. let's see. The war thing is making prices go up. Yeah. And we got corruption. Yeah. Really? Wait. But it's not extremely bad. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Oh, did your president, your old president, didn't he get uh didn't he get arrested? The Philippines. Duterte. Did Duterte get arrested? I forgot. You know what? I don't know if that's a good thing for you, but it's a good thing overall. Uh, mm, but I would expect in jail, but hey, when our presidents mess up and make really piss poor decisions, it's damn near impossible to put them in jail. So you know, even if he did, even if dude, like it's because our presidents can do whatever they want. They oh wait no, they can literally do whatever they want now, as long as they couch it as the president. If they say as the president, I think I should. I think as the president, I should. I should. Hell, shit. As the president, recently, I should have that school bombed. But as the president, he said as the president. And that means it's the president saying it. That means he's immune from prosecution. Oh, dude, we had a whole election where we were telling people. I met people and I told them like, hey, they would tell me like, yeah, it's real suspicious that they released the Epstein files. I'm like, what do you think is going to come out in the Epstein files? Well, there's nothing on Trump. I'm like, what? Why? What makes you think that? Well, if they had something on them, they would have released it already. I'm like, no. The reason they didn't release it was because they didn't want to make it look like they were just making shit up. If the Democrats released that shit, released all of the Epstein files, then it would have the Republicans would have just said they're making it all up. It's a Democrat hoax. The reason that it's catching so much traction right now is because the government is completely run by Republicans. So everything, the FBI, the CIA, the DOJ, all of that is all Republicans. You seen the boys? You seen the boys? Yeah, like watch the boys. The newest. Like you the dude he melting down and he there's something in the files that is worth keeping secret. Otherwise, his wife wouldn't have came out the other day and said, I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't know Ghislaine Maxwell. She wouldn't have came out like that. Something about to come out. about her and him, and I think they gonna have something on them. And I watched I was I was streamed yesterday. I actually streamed the first episode of the new season of The Boys, and I was trying to record. I was recording a YouTube video and everything for it, and uh was watching it, and I'm like, oh, there's a they're doing a relationship that's very reminiscent of Charlie Kirk and there Charlie Kirk's situation, because oh dude. Looking like I don't remember what red hat. Dude. No. That the lookalike wasn't what I was talking about. Do you remember in the last season or the last season there was that dude running the church, Ezekiel? Like in the last season, I think there was this dude that ran the church, and he was kind of in the background with like intimate with that one other church dude, and they were together, and now Ashley girl is the vice president, and she is engaged to the other religious person after the death, who has become the CEO of Ezekiel's church after the death of Ezekiel last season. And now he's the CEO of the church company, and he is engaged to the vice president. And that's predictive magic right there. They did that shit on purpose, because there was no thought process like, oh yeah, there's not gonna be a a political religious leader that gets assassinated in the next 2 years, so we're clear. And then all of a sudden, a political religious leader gets assassinated in the next 2 years, and his wife slash widow, who is showing almost no interest in mourning her actual husband, is also like shifting over to like playing like lovey dovey with the vice president. So it's predictive magic at that point. They didn't do it on purpose, but damn it, they got it right. That was Simpsons level right there. Yeah, that was some Simpsons level uncanny right there. It was just freaky. I'm watching it, and I'm like, how many details are they gonna pull? They couldn't have came up with that. Nah, because they made it. Because you watch the show, and you watch the show, and like, hey, they made this last year. They made this. They filmed all of this stuff last year. They edited it within the last like 6 months. But all of the filming and stuff was done. The principle for all of this stuff was done was done in 2025. So you got to think about that. They didn't know none of this shit was happening. They didn't know none of this shit was happening, and yet they picked out all of it. To the point where Homeland, to the point where I asked the question yesterday, are they picking ideas from the show? Because there's a recent thing where they're trying to make it illegal to tweet. Like they're trying to come after people on Twitter grounds. Like they're like it. There's like a federal grand jury is trying to subpoena somebody for their, and the only evidence that they have is Twitter. Like I want to pull it up, but right, I want to draw too. But yeah, it's and no, dude, not even the internment camps. The internment camps was like, all right, cool. That's kind of like generic. Yeah, that they had that last year. The internment camps, that was a thing from day one. We was like, all right, cool. Where are you gonna keep all of the migrants that you have to arrest between the time that you have to arrest them and get them out? Because we didn't think they would just start throwing people in El Salvador prisons. We was like, nah, they're gonna have to actually give people due process, even if they try to deport them to El Salvador. No, this motherfucker was gonna do dumb. But yeah, so when the boys put the internment camps in, we're like, all right, cool. That's a thing in every regime. We get it. Plus, we've done it a couple of times before, and the red, white, and blue shit was a beautiful touch. The Homelander suit, the whole Homelander outfit was. Okay, I have a question though. Who the fuck is the little grabby girl? The girl guy? Them. Who the fuck is the grabby NB? Yeah, like who is the grabby NB? Because I don't know what the fuck. Why are they dressed like a prisoner? I don't know, but she was grabbing. She grabbed at one dude and he exploded on the fence. Like he was on the fence and she grabbed at him and he exploded. And I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck she is. Well, like was she with the prisoners? Like she wasn't wearing the red. She wasn't wearing the Homelander shit, but she looked like she was in a prison jumpsuit. Like. Yeah, she what? Why the fuck is she still in a prison suit? Oh, that was her. Why the fuck is she still in that prison suit? Like, is that just like what the fuck she want to wear? Is that like just the outfit? Like, that's just my outfit. That's just how I walk around. I'm just in this sit. This is just my fit. I thought Lamplighter killed her ass, but shit, I guess. But yeah, yeah. No, well, you got to remember, soups can get lasered, but not be dead. Like soups are extra durable. If Homelander just wants to like hit you, he can knock you out with it. Like that, they made a big point of that with the fuck shit the Congress senator, vice president Newman. Yeah, like any soup can just like get hit with a Homelander. Like like a human would die would do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can't like hey, they brought her back, I guess. Cuz I just remember her being shit, I don't but yeah, I just remember her being there. Cuz it seemed like they were having that character as just a one-off until they needed to like have some like shock factor. Like I think that character is like just a shock factor one-off type character. That's why she keep getting away, and that's why she got away this time too. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, as soon as I saw her, like, hmm. But yeah, okay. I got some. Timmy, I'm about to ask you a question. The new episode. Does it make sense to you for the smartest person in the world to be a complete asshole when they know that they're also one of the weakest people in almost every room they walk into? Like inferiority complex or not, I can't walk past the fact that all of the okay, I know a lot of really smart people. My sister is like a doctor lawyer. My other sister is a research medicine doctor. She's doing that they doing like cancer research at UNC. So big shit. I know a lot of really smart people. And the one thing I know about really, really, really smart people is that they are really aware of how easy it is to live in the world when you are nice. When people like you, they will help you get through anything. And like her character has her character is supposed to be working out plans and plots for manipulation and making people do shit, but her only thought process is to use fear. At no point does she think like, you know what, if I was nice to Ashley, if I tried to help her and made her not feel like we were treating her like shit, or if I tried to take Firecracker, and yeah, she's kind of racist, but who cares? We're gonna like try and make Firecracker feel better about the fact that Homelander's, being kind of iffy. But if she got all of these people, she got all of these and superheroes around her who actually liked her instead of basically constantly backstabbing people, she could have actually had a force around her to protect her from Homelander. So she wouldn't have to be as afraid of him as she is. The only reason she has to be as afraid of him as she does is because she's by herself against him. Exactly. If she had just been like a cool person and like, all right, cool. If she had been nice, she wouldn't have gotten kicked off of her fucking teenage team. Cause yeah, she was on that same team as A Train and exactly. Like she's doing this manipulation thing. Like I think she's thinks that she's doing this manipulation thing where she's basically pitting all of the strong people against each other and hoping that the strong people like don't come after her first because she has leverage over the strong people, But she is walking down the path of basically doing the thing where you make the strong people impervious to your technique. Like she's like, all right, cool. She just keeps putting these people in these positions to where it's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you. And then these like the more you go down that path of being just like the meanest person to everybody, it's just like no matter how smart you are, I don't want you around. So I don't want you around. I don't care what I'm losing by losing you. I want you gone. So at that point, it's like, don't. Yeah, like she was just she can't beat Ashley in a fight. If Ashley decided to haul off and just fuck her up, Ashley has got suit durability now and that fucking psychic tumor. It if she rattled, if she just punched fucking if she just fucking punched goddamn what the fuck is her name? Fucking if she just punched this bitch in the face, she rattled her a second. Now she can read her fucking mind. Because we know when she gets tapped in the head, she gets rattled a little bit. Her cognitive function doesn't come back immediately. So yeah, Sage. Fuck, I don't know. I was having so much trouble figuring out what the fuck her name was. But yeah, if she just punched Sage, because Sage is the weakest person in the group most every fucking place she goes. If Ashley just punched her in the face right now, she would like daze for a second, and Ashley might be able to read her fucking thoughts to weave her punches and knock her the fuck out. I think Ashley could take her in a fight right then and there. If Ashley just had some fucking spine and listened to herself, you know. Yeah, like no, yeah, like she be fucking putting like giving herself lobotomies and shit. But yeah, shot her in the head. Wait, did like shoot her or some shit? I can't remember if he shot her or oh yeah, he shot her in the head. Yeah, cause yeah, it like no, I think if Ashley gave her a quick jab to the like, I think if Ashley gave her a quick jab between the eyes, like a just quick bounce, like, cause she wouldn't expect it. Like real shit, she thinks Ashley is cowed, and she's right. The problem is she's written that way. It's like that Sherlock Holmes bullshit. Like every smart person in the I hate saying it like this, but this is what dumb people think smart people act like. That's the best way I can say it. Like this is what dumb people think smart people act like, and this is what a dumb person thinks a person who is smart would act like if they were given power. And maybe because power is one of those drugs that once you do a little, like power is addictive and you can watch it every single day. So I understand it's like, all right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and just be powerful a little bit Like, no, you're gonna get real powerful. That's why Annie is like weird. But yeah, I gotta watch episode 2. Find out what happens next. Exactly, like being not look. There, it's one of those that it's one of it's the kind of thing that you get told about when you get married is like sometimes there's going to be a moment where you have the choice to be right or be correct, and learning the difference between the two is paramount to being happy, because sometimes you will do the right thing and get a very incorrect outcome. And then you will get the correct situation and it will feel wrong. Like it won't feel like it's what you should do, but it will be very clear when you get to that point that is exactly what you should do. Ooh. I don't know. Mm. Cause fuck, I wonder where he got it from. Huh? Who the fuck told me that? No, I'm rewording something a comedian said, and you could be right or you could be happy. And I'm like, no, no, no. You could be right and happy, but you gotta make sure that you're doing it in the correct manner. Because Sage could have had the exact same conversation with Ashley and had the exact same interactions with she could have had the same interaction. The relationships between between Sage and Firecracker does not need to be antagonistic, even with Firecracker being racist. And I say this because I have had to work with so many racist people that it's not that as unfun as it may be. And if you are smart, you can figure out how to navigate it to where they love you. I have been one of the good ones in so many environments, specifically because I understand how to navigate racist people. So, Sage's arrogance and mistreatment of Firecracker in order to get under her skin and push her towards, like, I don't know if she's like doing it specifically to antagonize her. Maybe Sage is a complete sweetheart to everybody who's not on camera, but to these specific characters, she is a monster. So I'm like, all right, well, you gotta like I need to understand some motivation. Like, why? Like, doesn't it doesn't it doesn't make your situation any better to have to constantly to add in constantly having to navigate these extra variables of like, well, what if this person decides they've had enough of me? And now I get that's something that you have to worry about with people who are just scared too. But nobody's scared of Sage. Like, nobody is scared of Sage. They're scared of Sage's boss. And Sage is now scared of Sage's boss. So it, like, she just walking into a room swinging a dick she ain't got. Like, she walking into the room swinging somebody else's dick, and it's not exactly like comfortable for everybody else in the room because they were like, all right, cool, we have to acknowledge. It's like the sergeant's wife. Like anybody, I don't know if you ever been in like military or something like that, but yeah, it's like the wife of the higher ups, like the boss's wife. You gotta deal with her. She's not really able to do anything, but she can tell somebody who would immediately do something because that's my baby. And I'm a wife dude. Don't get me wrong. I'm a wife guy. My wife is everything to me. I love my wife. But if, in fact, I got a business, I got a restaurant. I used to be a cook, so if I could, in theory, run a restaurant. Uh, ha. Oh. But if I ever decide to open a restaurant, and my wife comes into the restaurant, my wife is a sweetheart. I believe my wife is a sweetheart. If I come into the restaurant, my wife is behaving like an absolute goof or an absolute asshole, I'm gonna carry her ass out. Like, hey, like, hey, what are you doing? Like, no, we gotta go. No, 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 no. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, hey, hey. Hold on. You stay here. You stay here. I'm gonna go apologize to everybody. You stay out of this restaurant for a little while. We gonna talk. We gonna talk. I'm gonna get the camera and I'm gonna find out what happened. We gonna talk. You gonna tell me what happened? Okay. Well, I'm gonna get the cameras and everything. Cause no, but yeah, it not every boss is like that. A lot of bosses are just like, I don't care what I have to throw at you. Yeah, I don't care what I have to throw at you. You're gonna make her happy because if she gets mad, she's gonna be mad at me all day, and I ain't gonna have that. And I get it. I get it. If I'm wrong, if I'm in the wrong, my wife will carry it at me, and I carry it. Fuck it, because it's not. It's on me to do better to not make her to not make her or to not give her the opportunities to throw stuff at me the same way that I get the opportunities to throw stuff at her occasionally because she did get when she gets stuff wrong. I'm like, I get, I don't know if she gonna watch this later and get mad at me. Like, but yeah, like the balance of being like, I like having the balance of that connection to where we can both uh call each other on good and bad because I need to be able to celebrate my wife. That was one thing. I need to be able to celebrate any and every accomplishment that woman does because she deserves the celebration. I fucking love it. But yeah, like if in fact she does something that is questionable, I'm immediately like I'm the first one like, hey, why are you doing that? Like I want to always be um my family's anchor, but I always want to stay on the ship. Now, I can't decide whether this outfit. All right, so it has a hood. It's outside. It's durable leather hood since I do plan on going back into the woods. So durable leather hood, brown. Durable brown leather hood because brown leather hood. How do I do a hood again? Round. Okay. You got to remember, it has been a good 20 years since I have put pencil to paper, make a drawing. So my hood game is probably terrible. I want to see if I can add a camera to this setup. Let's see. Got that one. All right, now we'll use my phone camera. Oh. There we go. Camera roll. All right. We'll cross the okay. Hey, there we go. All right, now got the camera made or the camera connected. Now let's see if we can go ahead and make it a visible thing for you. Not very, like I said, it's been 20 years since I put pencil to paper. I was always better at drawing than writing. Writing is something I'm just trying to learn how to do because I want to because I wanted to tell a story because I couldn't, you know, like it's just in my head. I don't want to tell it. It's just I keep making it and I don't it keeps getting so jumbled. It'll keep getting rewritten and like I don't know how to tell. Like, do you ever play the telephone game? You do the telephone game, and stuff gets changed as you go along. And I'm like constantly thinking, like, well, but I liked it the way it was before, but now I can't remember how it was before because I changed this little thing, and now I can't remember what the thing was before. So yeah, now I'm trying to put it down. That's the only reason I'm trying to learn how to write. Cause, dude, if I'm gonna like I'll send you the whole this first encounter thing. It's just random dribble. Like, look at this. It's just ugh. Like it's 13 pages of just there's 13 pages of just whatever. So yeah, once I'll I don't know how I could send that for you. Dude, this is part of it. I had a bunch of other stuff, but I got stuck. The reason I started streaming is because when I was trying to write it just out myself, I had large gaps of just like, all right, cool. It would just like come in spurts, and I would try to write it down, which is why I have a definitive version of what the meeting and being in the woods and how long they've been there and all of that because I have a couple of chapters, not a couple of chapters, but a chapter or so or two. But yeah, I have that set up and I need to get that edited down. But the reason I started streaming was because I want to get this next section. I want to actually do it and I want to actually get it all like done, and I want to have a little bit of coherency. And somebody gave me the idea to like do an outline, and I don't know why I never thought to do an outline because I never liked doing outlines when I was in high school and college. So yeah, the outline was one of those things. It's like, ah, but I think it's gonna be an important thing to do because I keep like right now I'm here. I was supposed to be trying to put this camera up, but yeah, right now I'm just trying to like right now we're just trying to get all right. All right. So the one thing I do know about the hood is that it probably the way that it fits on the other guy, it would come down a little bit like that around the neck. So it would drape a little like that and fit closer to the side along there. And then from the shoulder here, because I don't want to put a face in it because I don't have any like face skill right now or face coordination. So I'm just trying to like not put my chubby cheeks in there. Beard man, and hair back here, but it's tucked in the hood and it's pinched down. So hair is packed in, so hood, but it's a vest because it's still not hot. So hood, vest, but bugs, so garb, hooded vest, but it doesn't need to be. All right, hooded vest because I'm getting the same stuff as. Oh boy, but it's gonna fit a little bit different. All right, and sheer layer. Ah, God, any of this stuff works. All right. So but made for durability, and it has this. All right. Keep forgetting I don't necessarily have to make this a person. I just have to make this an outfit. I'm just trying to make the clothes more mannequin style. And he's gonna have he's currently wearing some kind of he's currently wearing some fairly durable jeans. So they're not torn. So he doesn't have to like come out of the jeans. But he does have one leg missing on his pants. So yeah, there's that. He's probably gonna get new pants. So new pants would basically just be standard like I don't know, standard fantasy leather leggings. Or not leather, but fantasy like it wouldn't be leather leggings. I was gonna waste a cow on pants. Plus he's random stranger, so probably gonna just be fabric pants. Cloth, cotton. Cotton? Not cotton. What was the fabric back when cotton was? Oh, hi. Um, Fitz. Hi, Fitz. Prince of Nothing. No, I haven't read that one. What's it about? And I suppose standard leather or standard cloth pants. And just cut the off pants. There. Just basic outfit. I don't know how to. It's a basic hooded outfit. The shirt, ex, the leather vest, extra. The leather vest and hood, extra durable, and it helps with. It helps with. It has minor cloaking for. Uh, for hunting. The It doesn't have the full cloak that other dude has because you ain't earned that shit yet. This is all basic stuff. We're giving you this outfit in order to get you on your feet and feet. You're giving you this outfit to get you set in the village. Make sense? I I think maybe. Uh Button or not button, but horn. 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 All right, horn. I'll do a little bit. I'll see if I can clean this up and do a better actual drawing of the character later. I'm just doing as rough a sketch of the clothes as I can. This is the start, or this is basically just his first outfit because he does get an up outfit. It's just I need to put him in clothes that aren't, you know, modern clothes. Like I need to put him in non-modern clothes because the clothes he would have come into this world with have kind of deteriorated from the fighting and other stuff, so he needs new clothes. And this is but he doesn't have any money either. So this is basically just like, all right, cool. To you get this to not be naked. We don't want you walking around town naked. So here, you can have this outfit. It's just a basic outfit until you get to working, and then you can earn some better shit. Like you just new in town, we don't know you that well. Oh, hello. Uh, yes. When? Okay, probably. Okay, okay. I'll go get it. Okay, I'll go get it taken care of. All right. Love you, Poof. Bye bye. All right. So at some point, I will have to leave here because I have to go and help with getting a wheel alignment done for my wife. So, ah, there it is. All right, there. Oh, no. Hmm. 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 All right. Now, shoes, typical typical fuzzy fantasy fuzzy boots. Just boots. Or no, not even fuzzy boots. Just basic boots. He don't get fuzzy boots right now. Just boots that look like this. Boots that don't look like shit. And you only get one. There's a boot that looks like it's one that looks like the boot from fucking from Beer Fest. Yeah. The shit you drink a good beer out of. All right, you get one boot because you only got one foot, and the other one is until you get another foot, you don't get another boot. And eventually, he will get this other foot. And the only thing is, I kind of want to make his other leg really ornate, detailed, and accidental. Because here's the deal. I'm going to use the mechanical pencil for this one because I want to draw some fine lines. When my when this character takes the leg, it will look like this. It will just be a standard. It will just be standard. Leg with a hard set foot on it. Cut. Wait, no. He's a good carver. It will be a foot, but it will be a ball. Ah, yeah. Forgot. Forgot I was supposed to keep this on camera. All right. It will be a ball here. All right. All right. All right. So these are just basically like stabilizers for like left, right, since it's not 100% foot-ish. And it is carved out of wood, and it is using like, old, like any kind of old ball joint setting. So yeah, it's going to look very basic when he gets it. It won't be super ornate. It's gonna and it's basically just going to be there. It's just going to be there as a substitute, like leg and foot. Now, when he puts it on, however, it is going to turn into this. All right. Now, I have. All right. See you later, Timmy. No, 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 no. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, I have an explanation. So, the Iro guy that is selling clothes, he is a wood carver person. Yeah, I'm modeling this characteristic after one of my dads. So, yeah, his characteristic is basically like he carves things out of wood. And my character or the Curtis had a specific, he had a piece of wood that he had strapped to his leg after he had gotten it bitten off. He cut the stump off in the woods. He basically had this as just basically strapped to his leg, but when he got there, he got to a doctor cut it down, so now he can't just, but now he has a cleaner stump, but he still has a stump, so now he's just walking without the magic stump, and he still has the piece of wood, but he just has it because he doesn't know where to throw away a chunk of wood. He's going to use it for firewood. And he takes it to the and he takes it to the uh, gear guy who is making the clothes, who does clothes. He sells clothes, merchant, gear guy. Him and his wife sell clothes for the village. And he has durability magic. So his clothes are durable. He is also a wood carver, like my dad. So he sees the wood, which is from a tree in the forest where everything is made of magic, basically. The magic forest. There's a river, not a river, but not a river, but a big lake that is all magic water. So that lake feeds these trees, and this tree so happened to be part of the magic trees. And he's been walking around on it. It's just basically magic chunk. But when the carver guy carves the wood foot for him, he carves a wood foot for him. It's a basic wood foot. It's not a whole lot of like super cool wood foot. But since it's part of the magic tree, once he puts his magic ass leg in there and he starts using his magic ass uh magic, because he has like body magic. So his body magic feeds into the tree and begins to grow it so that it takes on a more, it looks like a live tree growing from the spot in his leg, but it is being contained by these bands of magic pulling it back in. So all of these should just look like bulges of tree branch. And I don't know how to make tree. So this is all bulging tree. And these are all just energy bands reaching out to try and contain the growth of the tree. So even near here, right here, I want this to show like roots. That's why he can articulate it now. It's kind of like grown. and the joint here has been covered. The joint here gets covered here by the growth of the tree down the sides, but it can still articulate here because of the fact that the tree is not solid. Like, it's going to be durable, like beyond durable, because since he cast his durability magic on it, and it has my enforcement magic, and it is feeding itself, so the tree is basically reinforced too. So I don't know how to make this. I don't know how to make a tree foot look any better than this. Yeah, yeah. Not quite. And it'll regrow now. Since it's a tree and it's part of since it's kind of like Groot. Like, it is, like, it starts out as a tree. It starts out as a carved wood foot out of a magic tree. But when he puts it on, it is still a piece of magic wood. So when he puts it on, it basically his magic, he basically, when he puts it on, doesn't do shit. Real shit. When he puts it on, it doesn't do anything until he starts trying to use it as, like, the way he is already doing stuff. Because what he is doing is basically forcing magic down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But basically, what he was doing is basically like forcing magic down in order to hold himself up, because he didn't have a foot, but he can fly by basically. Nah, you ever seen One Piece? Oh wait, you said you've never seen One Piece, so I can't say what Luffy does in Gear 4. But yeah, like, he can basically, like, force magic out like a jet onto the, like, yeah, like force magic down to the jet, like a jet, onto the ground, so that he can basically, like, walk but with one leg, like having a fake leg, a phantom leg, a ghost leg. So he has a ghost leg, but when he tries to use his ghost leg in conjunction with his now wood leg, he puts his ghost leg down inside his wood leg, and the wood leg eats the magic and becomes this. It, like, basically starts to grow from the point of magic contact, and that would be like right here, because the magic is basically like feeding right here. So basically just comes right here, and ooh, do a leaf right there. Yeah, and basically just like grows out like that. Okay. All right. So now that I have explained that, I'll go ahead and leave that other camera off. Yeah. The lines between the roots where basically like the magic is being fed would, I don't know. I don't want them to be like constantly lit and glowy. But I do think they should have a distinct quality about them. Now, I don't know what that should be. I don't necessarily know if it should be. Ah, I don't necessarily know if it should be. What am I trying to say? I don't necessarily know if it should be a glow or I don't know if it should be a glow or if it should just be a different color or if it should just and if it did glow, which color? Because I'm trying to like maintain hunter aesthetics. So it's probably if it does glow, it's going to be a faint glow that is almost imperceptible. Ah, yes. I forgot. Ooh. I'm gonna put reading glasses on. Ah, yeah. Maybe I'll actually be able to read what I'm writing. You just have to guess and hope that you guys don't get mad at me. But yeah, the lines should be specific. They should have a look to them. You're right. Whether or not that look is glowy specifically, that might be. That is up to question. Only because he's still going to have to go into the woods. He's still going to have to be a hunter. And I don't necessarily know if he has a second boot yet. Like I don't necessarily know if he's going to like be able to cover up the foot. Like once he puts it on, cuz the cuz the guy who made it for him intended for him to be able to wear it as just a foot. So he gave it to him as just being intended, like, all right, cool. You should be able to put this in a shoe. You should be able to put this in a boot. I have a boot right here for you. But when he puts it on, it grows. And the growth of the foot kind of makes it, and the growth of the shape of the foot makes it impossible to put a shoe on. So he has this wood foot. And I think eventually he's going to get to the point where he could kind of like change it, like shapeshift it, because where he can control it. Because he can move it now, but he can't feel it. He can move it, but he can't feel it. Yeah, like they're the yeah, it's like I don't know how to say it. Like bound up tree roots. Like you ever seen a knot of tree roots? Like a bunch of tree roots knotted together. It's gonna look like that, just like gnarly and bound. So and the and the inner lines will glow like slightly. All right, and now, all right. Well, and we keep it at blue. And we keep it low. I said as cheaply as possible. Cheaply. How do I spell cheaply? I said as cheaply as possible. Sure. We don't have to. Sure. Less cheerful. All right. Oh, wait. This one. Ah! Stop it. All right. Hey, these glasses are touching my. Okay. The one here, they're almost touching my eyelashes. It's weird. Yeah, really for operating his foot, at first he kind of like didn't know how, like it was a real pain in the ass. It's like it was a real pain in the ass because he would just blast himself all over the place. Because right now, really all he's doing is basically just like pushing magic down to like, all right, I'm standing, I'm standing, I'm standing. But once he starts feeding magic into the leg, then it's basically like not uh, a foot that he can feel. Like I said, he can move it, but he can't feel it. And it's I don't know. It's be like having a numb foot. Like he doesn't have to think about controlling it. Like he doesn't have to think about walking. He's still always just constantly walking, but yeah, like a really numb foot. This one. Place it on the wall. Ah, so. Ooh, I like that. See, I like world building. Oh, dude, I love world building. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you put a stream up, I'm watching yours, dude. Because world building is my favorite thing. But that's kind of the downside to this is like I'm trying to. All right, so right now, uh, when you say naming the magics, you mean like man, real no, seriously, if you do world building, then you could just like, all right, cool. See, here's the thing. If you do world building, then you can basically just like, all right, cool, anthology it. Like take it to where it's just like, all right, cool. If you don't want to do, don't do a single story. Do a bunch of different ones. Do an anthology. Be Stan Lee. Like, all right, cool. Come in this week. I'm gonna run down these characters. Next week, I don't even want to think about them characters. I'm gonna write a whole different set of characters. Yeah, just do it like that. Like in the same world, they down the street. Oh, dude, medieval fantasy. I love medieval fantasy. I'm kind of similar to what I'm writing right now. It's just uh it's all enchanted, but the people who had it died. Oh, all right. All right. Hey, we got translators. AI is translating everything now. So yeah, you write in Portuguese, we'll watch. Oh, dude, that's kind of cool. Yeah, we can translate it. That shit. We'll watch. I will watch you write in Portuguese because that's like high fantasy is my shit. Like I'm writing the isekai, so yeah, high fantasy is. But yeah, right. Boo. I exactly. The whole point about even getting on this thing is to try and like have fun and not feel like we're talking to ourselves when we're sitting here looking at this page asking the questions. Oh, so he's got armor. Well, not armor, but he's getting clothes from dead people. So the clothes that he's getting, all right, cool. He's gonna go through a bin of clothes that dead people didn't have, and I'm like, oh man, huh? So, how good was the enchantment? Hey, Kraken, what's up? Hey, enchanted armor is pro since you don't have spending. Yeah. Hey, it has been wonderful. We've been hanging out here. I drew a picture, and Timmy watched me draw a picture. It was not the best picture, and we've established that my character is getting a wooden foot. Oh, it is not epic, Timmy. Don't try and hype it up. It's basic. Oh, wait. Yeah, see? Oh, where's my OBS? There it is. See? Basic ass outfit and a leg that starts out like this and turns into this. Timmy, don't do not be trying to hype that up, Timmy. Come on now. I ain't drawn 20 years. Come on now. Now if I had oh dude, but my now the reason I say wooden leg like that is because my dad is an artist. He is a carver. Like so he would actually have a time if I said like, "Oh dude, I need a leg." If I took my dad a chunk of good wood, he would carve it into a good leg. Now, whether or not it would have the articulation and everything, that would be up to me. And that's what, yeah. So that's kind of what the magic does in this one. But yeah. Oh, oh, okay. One is at the front door. And they just used the code to unlock the front door. Huh. Looks like my wife is home. All right. Okay. Not want to be rude. For the uh, very not really not clean. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hmm. You know what? I like this. Okay, see the Streambo chat always throws me. Because I always think, oh, there's somebody else in here. Nope, it's Streambo. It's just Streambo. All right. But I am glad that everybody else is in here. I got Timmy, I got Kraken. Eh, Wait, where's yeah, Fitz too. Fitz is new. Fitz is new. And Fitz is writing a story. What are you writing, Fitz? You were writing and I know you're writing Portuguese. You were writing uh yeah, you write medieval fantasy. Yeah. Ah, all right. Now, all right. Slashing the gouges. G-L-O-R-D. Whew. I am 1,000% sure. Approaching any specific theme in MC's story, or is it gradually discovering motivation? His motivations is to go home, but he's trying to figure out how because he's talked to the most powerful person in the world, and the most powerful person in the world is this bored griffin that doesn't want shit to do and doesn't really know how to use like the different types of magic because he just knows how to blast shit. He's only ever had to blast shit. So yeah, he's trapped because he kind of like got shifted by I really haven't figured out how he got here. Like, what is the reason? Because the first thing he does is he hears a little kid screaming for their dad because their dad has been destroyed basically by this big bull, a big flaming bull thing. And he has to save the kid. And saving the kid, he has the like thing. He's stuck here until he can get home. And I'm not 100% sure how long it's going to take him to get home. So there is a lot of like just I'm going along with it. But yeah, because I remember when I was writing the story. I remember the motivation was just I'm watching so many isekai, and every one of these isekai, it has a person who had nothing in their other life. And I don't want, like, every one of my isekai faves, all of them, it's just about a person who gets pulled into this other world and they had nothing in their other life. They didn't have friends, they didn't have family, they didn't have a wife, kids, none of that. And that was me for a long time. And the isekai thought process would always be like, well, yeah, you just make the best of the world you're in. Because, like, well, what am I leaving? But when you're actually leaving something, when you have something that you would want desperately to get back to, like that isekai is now a trap. So the same reason, the same rationale, like the same, like, all right, cool. Well, I got to get stronger in order to figure out how to do, I got to get stronger in order to protect my kingdom or protect my friends or protect my family and all of that shit. He's going to have to do that, but he's also going to have the background motivation of, I have to get stronger in order to get the fuck out of here. I have to get stronger in order to get home. I have to learn. He's going to have to learn how to use time magic. He's going to learn that first because there's going to be somebody who can basically like who's going to seem like they're a speedster, but they're not a speedster. They can just stop time, and then they can just stop time for a little bit and use that to like go around real fast. So he's gonna learn like the different kinds of like the different like kinds of magic, like what Timmy was talking about. He's gonna learn different kinds of magic throughout that, and as he gets to where he can, yeah, as he gets to where he can like use the different kinds of magic, he'll like make each magic that a person has honed to a degree. Like he'll be the strongest user of every kind of magic that he gets. So when he gets time magic, the person who had it had just been able was like 30. They have it, they know how to use it, and they're not strong enough yet because they're still 30. But they're a thief, so they use it like super speed. So they just like, all right, cool, and just like, all right, and just basically like freeze time, steal shit, and then leave like a speedster. Well, my character is just there, and then they like run into him and then get robbed. So they have to figure out like what happened, and then they feel the magic traces and all of that shit, so they can find the person, and the person does the thing, and then they like have to like talk the person into teaching them how to do it because every magic system has to be learned in this one. You have to learn it, and he is capable of learning it faster than anyone because of the fact that he has enough magic to just try shit. Naruto style. You know how Naruto can just do dumb shit with his chakra because he has a bunch of it? That style. Yeah. So, yeah, well, sorta. But again, it's like being able to train because you. It's like being able to train extra because you never. Yeah, it's like being able to train extra because you never get tired. It's like using steroids. The reason you use steroids, well, I have experience using steroids, but the reason you use steroids is because it helps you to recover faster. You don't necessarily get stronger from being able to work out more. You're not necessarily able to work out more. You just get better faster. You recover faster. Well, in these people, when they expend their magic, it takes a little while for them to recover when they're young. So they can't really do a whole lot of like trial and error when they're young, and then when they get older and they can do the trials, you don't want to do too much because you get exhausted and you're vulnerable. But when you get older, you can use more magic and you can try different stuff, which is why dude can do uh like minor time stuff because he was trying desperately to like, all right, cool, I need to get faster, and he was like, all right, stop time, and then he started stealing shit. Stop time, started stealing shit, and now he is gotten caught, and I can't think of how to make him give up the secret of give up the ability to not give it up, but like teach the ability to do that. And then I got to figure out how to explain how my character can do it because the way I I think the way that I'm going to explain my character learning how to do a magic, I want to explain how he learned how to do it. And that's going to be fun for some of the more esoteric things like teleportation. How do you explain? How do you? Probably. Yeah, I'm trying to go. No. Everybody has it. Everybody has the ability to use magic. Like everybody has the ability to use magic. Like it's just there. It's in all people that you can use magic. It's just everybody absorbs magic slower than the main character. The MC, he is just absorbing magic at hundreds of years speed an hour. You know, hundreds of years an hour. So he just has expendable amounts of magic to where he's comparable to the magic generator, who's the other character in the story. So they basically just run up against each other. And since one person can just generate an unlimited amount of magic and the other one can absorb an unlimited amount of magic, is basically just constantly feeding over to my character more and more magic, which then basically just, I don't know. It feels good to write it, but it allows my character the ability to learn, the ability to basically just like in a sit himself in a spot and just do something that would kill almost anybody else, and basically just like run through the same, basically, I don't want to say, like, if you just basically swinging the hammer over and over again, swinging the hammer at the same piece of steel for if you could swing the hammer at the same piece of steel for a month straight, you probably have a pretty good piece of steel afterwards. But you can't swing it for a month straight. He can. He can swing it for a month straight. You have to take breaks between, like me, I have to stop between like being able to do this. But if I could just sit here for a month straight, I could probably get this book done if I could just sit in this chair for a month straight. But it's going to take me however long because I'm going to take breaks. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go and do other things. I'm going to eat. I'm going to sleep. But this character doesn't have to do that necessarily. He can just like, all right, cool. And that's the reason that everybody else. Oh yeah, that's kind. See, I like that one, but yeah, I'm like very much like I want to do some power. I want to do some like power battles and shit. So I have like I have some characters, like some characters who just can use more. Some people who do gain more magic. There are like anomalies in the world, or like pools or stuff where people grow up around and they're just stronger. Like there's places that offer better conditions. Like here, there if you grow up in the Rockies, you have a better capability of holding your breath. So yeah, why Michael Phelps is a swimming champion. You know. All right. Uh, Finally able to find a pair of pants. Pants. Pair of pants. Find a pair of pants. It didn't have anything seriously wrong with them. They were filthy and how the can I not spell middle? All right. Yeah, better than any, but they were better than anything in the middle, and oh, I'm gonna. Uh, I'm just gonna stop there. Everything, everything else is kind of. Ah, how do I spell nauseous? N-A-U. Yes. Ah. What's an interesting way to use a cast magic? Because I know it's usually just verbal action. I'm on you. How do you use that? Oh, hey, it worked. Oh, oh. You found what you need. Theoretically. Alright. Yeah, I got it. The place I can go to clean it. Uh, mm, hmm. On the other side. Ah, that would be cool, but that would get tricky because what is your confession? And like, what do you confess to? Are you confessing to people or are you confessing to magic? Like, if you're let's say confessing to your opponent that you killed their pet dog to cast a poison spell. Okay, so, but what if you're lying? But what? Okay, but who's the judge of whether or not the confession is relevant? Like, because I could just say I have a crush on, shit, what was her name? Ashley Tisdale. I have a crush on Ashley Tisdale. Is that a person? Yeah, that's a person. Ashley Tisdale. That's a person. I have a crush on Ashley Tisdale. Uh, do I get to use a spell? It's a meaningless confession, but it's something that you didn't know about me. Yeah, no. Okay, so the weight of the confession affecting the power of the spell, again, that that puts so much subjectivity into a person's own personal morality. Because what if I had, like, my, my personal morality could have me weighting the concept of killing insects with killing people. So if I weight my morality to where I would be devastated by killing an insect, and then use that to power a morality system where every time I confessed I killed this bug on uh on the way to work, and it was, and I did it on purpose, and it was disgusting. I'm sorry. Then yeah, all right, cool. My morality system makes killing that bug a super taboo. I could cheat your morality system. I could cheat. Uh, you could use that as like part of the way that the antagonist would use the morality, would abuse the morality system to their advantage. Basically, like they cast spells because they can cast powerful spells because they were raised hyper vegan or something like that. Like they were, yeah, over. Wait, vegans specific. It's a specific type of vegan that doesn't eat honey. So if you get the specific type of vegan that doesn't eat honey, and they are in a room full of other vegans that also don't eat honey, then eating honey is a major taboo in that room. Could they then carry that level of power for that same taboo outside of that room? Is it like always contextual? And is the person who is hearing the spell the judge of how big the confession is? Is it a reflective power system to where like Jujutsu Kaisen is a power system that gets stronger when your opponent knows what it is, what you have. That's why everybody they figured out a way to like put the anime like power system thing where you explain your powers. They figured out a way to make that work better because when your opponent believes that this is what your power can do, they actually strengthen your power. So if you are in that position, you could make this person believe. If I could make you believe that my confession matters to me deeply, if I can make you believe that my confession matters deeply, then my magic would affect you more. Not necessarily be stronger, it'd be more effective against you. Maybe. Because yeah, I like to think of ways to cheat magic systems, like ways to beat it. Like I like to think of like ways that I can like, all right, cool, I'm gonna have this magic system and we gonna figure out how to like, all right, cool, we gonna figure out how to incorporate this magic system. But how would you beat it? I like breaking things. Tomorrow and so yeah. I think you would have to have I saw a short with a guy in the new JJK thing, and he has receipts on his body, and he could pull the receipts off. And if he pulls the receipts off, he can use a power based on that receipt or based on where that receipt was. Like he pulled off a spa treatment and he healed himself. So what you could do in your power system is basically like as a way for somebody to cheat a power system, basically to have somebody like collect other people's confession. And then basically like have a way for a person like that's a way for later on for like as you get like longer in your story you could basically throw in a character like towards the end who can pull other people's confessions, who can take other people's confessions and say like all right cool we're gonna take that confession and I'm gonna seal it into this tablet or this paper or like the receipt guy. You take it as a piece of paper. I'm gonna take this piece of paper and seal your confession. It's not like a big confession. It's just like you write it down here, and then I'll just seal your confession away, and you don't have to worry about it. Nobody will ever know, and it's just there like a confession book. He gets a confession book. He gets other people to write down their confessions, and then at a later point, he can just like, all right, cool. He can like pull a confession, and it'll be he could pull a confession that can be strong enough to activate whatever spell he needs to activate. He'll be using it throughout the day to like, all right, cool. I don't feel like going across this puddle. Activate uh I activate I told my mom her hat didn't I told my mom her hat didn't look good that day even though it looked fine. Like simple shit. Like throw that down and it dries up the puddle. Like or he uses like he burns that one to heat to evaporate the puddle or something like that. Like have it to where eventually you run into somebody like that. Uh, Yeah, yeah. Get it to where you can like, all right, cool. You can um like a priest. A priest would be able to use other people's confessions because basically you collect the person's confessions. Oh, dude, that that's actually kind of cool. Well, I was thinking it was like, all right, cool. Have a priest basically, because if people are you, if regular people like in your system, do like, does everyone have the like in your system? Does everyone have the ability to use confession magic, or is it specific to like specific users who have confession magic? Because if everyone can use confession magic, then there would be no confession church wise. There'd be no atonement for confessions. It would be something that you did to, it would be you would do foul shit to gain power. Like when you think about it, like when you like look into the reality of like, all right, who's gonna be the most powerful people in this world? People with big things to confess. Yeah, like that would be great if the priest were still, if it manifests today, then you would actually have priests who could, oh yeah, this would be a good religious this would be a good religious magic system, because all you would be like, all right, cool, well, people's confessions give the priest power, because now they have now they have the power that was garnered to them through the confessions of others. So the confessions build their magic power, and then they would be able to heal the sick, and they would be able to use their magic to like heal the sick, and cure famines. But then you have rogue priests who have collected their power and decide that they're going to use their power to kill other priests and absorb their confessions and all of that stuff. You could take that so many different ways. Exactly. Like you could take that so many different ways, especially if you made it like the with the priest, where they actually have powers, because you, when you go to confess to priest, that gives them, or that gives them the ability to then go back into the community and use their magic to solve problems for the community. So that's why people then revere the priest, because now they're legitimately powerful people who can use magic because we confess to them. So now they have that magic. But it doesn't have to be the only magic system in that world. There can be other magic systems that basically allow for like different kinds of people to basically go up against. So you're not always just going up against priests. You can go up against like rogues or bandits, or like other magic systems, or stuff like that. That way you're not limiting your scope. Because they wouldn't do that normally. But here's the one rub. Don't make regular people able to use the magic. Regular people don't need to have confession magic. Like, because you're gonna limit your cast to just a couple of people in your scope. So make the confession magic make having access to confession magic a reason you become a priest, or limit confession magic to a priestly class. Because if you basically like give a common person confession magic, then you basically make confession magic into a common item. So when confession magic becomes a common item, it becomes really hard to make it super powerful, because then you have to have like a reason why this thing is getting more powerful than the other. Yeah, like it's America with guns. Like everybody has access to it, and even here, not everybody has it. That's the thing. It's like even here, with everybody having access to the magic, not everybody has it, because there are like barriers between wanting it and having it. So you got to have like a barrier between a person who would just be regular. Yeah, you got like a person who would just be a regular individual in this society doesn't necessarily need to have the magic of confession, because how is confession magic going to help you be a lawyer? Like, even if your client is confessing to you, Are you gonna confess to? Are you gonna throw some like? Are you gonna throw some like secrets out there to win a case? No, it wouldn't help you in your regular everyday job. So there still would need to be regular everyday people who are surrounding the confession magic people, and then those people confess to the priest because normally, just like what used to be thought of with, religion and everything nowadays, normally you look to the church as a beacon. That's your center, that's your hope. You want to help make the priests stronger so that they can heal the sick, because they do heal the sick. They do feed the poor. They are good people, but there are corrupt in the good. In almost every situation, there are always corrupt in the good. There are never going to be purely benevolent people with that much power. So eventually, somebody's going to get in there, and somebody's going to say, "Hey, we should start making people confess. Yeah, we should start making confession mandatory. Yeah, instead of voluntary confession, you should have to come to confession every day, and you should have to tell us everything you do all day, every day, for an hour a day, every day." Yeah, yeah, like that's the thing. Like eventually, like if you give any group of people the ability to control a thing, control a power source, then once that power source becomes challenged, then they'll start doing other things to make that power source robust, to make that power source necessary, or to fortify that power source. Like oil right now. The reason that I live in a country that does not have an electric car grid is because we have oil, and we have a lot of it. So what we want to do is we have a whole bunch of people here whose dedication in life is making money off of the oil that we have. If we use less oil, will they make less money? So they're gonna do everything they can to make that oil uh worth money. They won't make their money. So they do everything they can to make sure that nothing can, like, to make sure that people in America especially have to use gas cars. They kill anything that makes it so that you can avoid gas cars. Well, if my power supply was people's confessions, and all of a sudden, well, voluntary confessions ain't doing it that much, man, and I'm a little bit, they voluntarily confessing, yes, cool, they come in, but then they come in and ask me to heal them, and I'm running out of power to heal people. I don't have enough power to heal people, and I got to go fix these crops because the rain ain't coming. So I got to go over here and do some like moisture for the crops, and that's going to use all of the magic that I done accumulated from these like 13 confessions that I got this week. So now I'm not going to have no more magic, and I'm just walking around waiting for somebody to come in and confess, and then I'll be all right. No, that's not going to be enough. Some priests are going to be fine with that dynamic. Some priests are going to be fine with that dynamic, and they're going to basically be like priests are now. They work in poverty, and they work in poverty right now. They feed the needy with the last of their last. They work in poverty in churches that you would look in and like, oh my God, is there air conditioning in there? No. It's hot, it's sweaty, it's Easter, and everybody is in there and they dressed to the nines. Yeah, I grew up in them churches. The churches that was good churches. I grew up in them churches. But some priests are gonna go on the mega church route. They're gonna go out and they're like, some priests are gonna go out and they're gonna like, hey, you gotta come see me. You gotta come talk to God. If you don't come talk to God, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a nightmare for your life. And God has told me that you are going to suffer the consequences of not coming and confessing your sins to God. I went to those churches too. And yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, you can, but again, it's it would be the most fun. It would be fun though. Like you could go, you could make it to where it's not like necessarily pathological. Like, oh no, they're not going to be murdering people, but it's like scummy preachers who are using their confession magic to fly around and make millions of dollars off of their fake healing. Like some priests would use the confessions that they get from like 30 people to heal 100. Like I'm gonna get like 30 confessions and I'm gonna stretch it and I'm gonna heal 100 people. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make that work. And some priests will waste the magic from 100 people, from 100 people's confessions, just flying around the mega church on a just flying around the mega church, just yeah, like just floating around the mega church saying, have you done your confessions? Have you done your confessions? That's all that's gonna happen. Is like immediately, like we're gonna like, all right, cool. There's gonna be good priests and there's going to be bad priests, and that's where you get the fun part, because there's gonna be people who do come up with and if there are other magic systems, there are gonna be people who fight those mega church preachers, because guess what? You're gonna make an enemy. Like you're gonna make an enemy. They all have enemies. Hell, half of their enemies are each other. In like, so any like mega church, you would immediately like have that set up. So like, oh yeah, well we can just go ahead and yeah, but if you just have it that way, then all you would really have to do is basically just like, all right, well, I'm gonna have yeah, like impassioned preachers. Like the confessions are stronger because people don't confess their deepest, darkest to the megachurch preacher, but people do confess their deepest, darkest to the priest who actually is who is helping to heal the neighborhood. And their actual good deeds, the ones that it's like in real life. The reason that Pat Copeland, or the reason that Kenneth Copeland can be Kenneth Copeland is because Pastor Tate was Pastor Tate. And you don't know who Kenneth Copeland or Pastor Tate are. Kenneth Copeland is a mega church preacher in America. He preaches to hundreds of thousands of people all around the country, and he does it on TV. And he is an evil, evil man. He's a piece of shit. He is taking advantage of people to the point it's ridiculous. Pastor Tate was the preacher that I grew up with. He was the preacher in the church that I went to when I was a little kid. He was a big just big fat dude, and he was the preacher, and he would constantly be telling us that we need to be in the community. He was in the community, he was helping people, he was poor, he was riding around in a 10-year-old car when 10-year-old cars were 10-year-old cars. Like, we were in, it was a small church, it was a small town church, nothing. And we still had him going out to everybody's house, being like, the church was a place of community. It was a place where people came to be helped. And the reason that Kenneth Copeland gets to be who he is because everybody knows of preachers like my Pastor Tate. And they assume that because he's a preacher, he's the same as the preachers you know. They think that, oh, well, he's a preacher. That means he has a congregation. That means he must be a good enough person to deal with his congregation. But realistically, his congregation is not even Christians. His congregation, like Kenneth Copeland's congregation, isn't necessarily Christians. It's just people who are after the bag. It's movie producers, it's TV executives, it's basically cameramen, it's people who are there to make money. It is grips. He has employees. He has a movie. His church is a production studio. And all of the people in it are there because of their expertise in that production. They are not there because of their expertise in that religion. They have a tacit understanding of the religion in a way that basically allows them to just be like there. And it allows them to absorb money. So if you use your confession magic like that, then you could basically have that power struggle between the priests who are actually using strong confessions, like priests who are actually getting strong confessions and using them, like the strong confessions that are powerful enough for one confession to beat 100 of these, like, well, I'm cheating on my husband. Like my children are not mine. like a woman saying my children are not my children. That's a confession. Or I'm cheating on my husband. That's an everyday thing. My children, a woman telling you her children are not her children, that's a story. I want to hear the rest. Because if I tell you my kids ain't my kids, that's not that big a deal. But if my wife tells you her kids ain't her kids, you got another question after that. What you mean by that? Like there's a float. It's a float game. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you go with confession magic, then you can basically like tier it, like S tier, like and basically like bring it up to where it's like you meet people who are like, all right, cool. He just like Kenneth Copeland would be super powerful, but all of his like magic would be like little bits of like, all right, cool. I'm just like, just like leaves of like, yeah, I stole some bubble gum when I was a kid. Like, just nobody is telling Kenneth Copeland their biggest secrets because they don't see him doing anything except flying. They're a part of his church because they're scared of not confessing, so they have to confess something. Or like they feel like, they're going to get punished somehow for not confessing, even if it's not like, even if you leave it as an esoteric thing where they don't have to like necessarily be thinking about it. Like I'm not necessarily like, if you make it, it's not like as dystopian as you have to do it or we're going to come after you. No, you don't have to make it that dystopian. It's like, no, but if you don't come to confess, you're going to hell. And everybody knows you have to confess to somebody. And the only people who can really absolve you are the priests. And the reason that they and absolve you are the priests. And the only reason that they have absolved, and the only thing that you know that they have absolved you is they show you a glow. They glow you a little bit. But you don't glow because you were being absolved. You glow because you're transferring you're transferring them confession magic. But they convince everybody that glow is absolution, to the point where even priests believe that glow is absolution. So everybody believes that you have to do it, but nobody wants to like divulge their deepest, darkest to somebody who's just like, But people really do believe they can trust the neighborhood priest. So they go to the neighborhood priest and they tell the neighborhood priest, hey, I have an issue and I think I'm about to murder my neighbor because my neighbor has been doing some weird stuff to my cat and I don't know what else to do. I'm trying to come to you that I'm about to kill my neighbor because I don't think it's okay what they did to my cat. So yeah, like you think about like if you carried it like that, you just like, all right, cool. So that that confession of almost that confession that stops you from that confession that stops you from murdering your neighbor or whatever, that gives the priest more power, and that gives you and they're able to like, all right, cool. But even the priests don't know that that's not absolution. So even the priest might think that that's absolution. Yeah, like even the priest might think that that's absolution, but it's really just them transferring confession magic to you, just giving you confession magic. That's basically just like when you touch a magic stone. When you touch a magic stone, it always glows a little bit. Basically, the the priest puts their hand on your head, and you glow a little bit. But that's just them getting the confession magic from you, and then they get stronger, and they feel stronger, and then they can go out and heal people. They can go out and heal the sick, or heal the crop, heal the blighted crop, or I don't know, water magic the rain or something like that. Water magic away a drought. But you only really get that level of confession from being a good person. Like all of the good people are really strong, because all of the good people can be strong because people like all of the good priests can be strong because people confess world ending secrets to them. People confess like, oh no, I this would destroy my livelihood, my family, everything. Yeah. Now granted, these priests still do have to like, not let people just be monsters. I don't want the monsters over here. We can't just have you, can't just be going around talking about you murdering children and stuff. So, we're gonna keep that in mind. Yeah, I like that. Honestly, I like the idea of confession magic just because I like that. I like the idea of religious magic because I grew up like deep Christian. So I grew up deep Christian in a country that still believes in angels. Like 60% of the people in my country believe in angels, and a good 40% still believes that prayer is an active part of like it. So if like so I grew up in a world where if you prayed for something, it could happen. So if you write that in a book where if you pray for some shit, it could happen, Like, I'm cool. I'm down. Like, all right, cool. Let's read it. It sounds like it sounds like what I thought the world was like when I was a kid. So yeah, if you put it in like like in a religious context, uh most magic systems actually kind of like I really like magic systems in a religious context. But it's always weird to me when they make it Christian specifically. Like when they use Christian tropes specifically, because the tropes of Christianity are all tied specifically to, you know, Jesus. So when I'm watching Black Clover and they got a priest and a chapel and a nun, like, well, wait, is there a Jesus here? I immediately asked, is there a Jesus here? And apparently, no, there is not a Jesus here. But they do worship somebody, but they never say who. They just leave it up in the air that it's like, oh, yeah, no, it's just, no, it's just a thing. And then they do that in all of these other shows. And I'm like, dude, is there a Jesus there? Like, at least in Fire Force, they make it very clear they're not priests and they're not a religion surrounding real world religions. They're a religion of surrounding these specific people, the Adolas, the you know, the thing that yeah, but they're yeah, like Asta and Yuno, they grew up in a orphanage. They grew up in an orphanage, but the orphanage was in a church. It was run by sister sister Mary Francis, and yeah, they're old priest. So I always wondered, like, hey, when they do a Christianity based religious story, I always ask, like, where's Jesus? Like, what was the Jesus story what was the Jesus story in this world? Like, I look like there's always a weird uh they never really go into it a lot. Like Black Clover doesn't go into it, but I think later on they get devils. So yeah, there may be like they get devils and angels in Black Clover later on, and I think the anime is coming back, so I can't wait for that because it's been gone. It stopped it. It's been gone for like a long time, and I've missed it. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I realize it's 1:20. It might be 1:24 over there, man. I'm sorry. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Go get you some sleep. Dude, I'm not joking. It really was. I'm gonna try and come on earlier tomorrow too. If I can, I'm gonna do everything I can to be in here as early as I can because I really like writing, and I really like writing in here with you guys. And you were keeping me, you were keeping me occupied, even if I didn't get as much writing done as I'd like. I did enjoy just getting to talk because I don't know if you noticed, but I really like hearing my voice. I don't like hearing it when I got to listen back to these recordings. No, don't get me wrong about that. But yeah, it really I really do like getting to talk fantasy and shop with you guys because yeah, I don't get to do this in my regular day to day. So hey, awesome, and especially getting perspectives from outside the country right now. That's a big deal. But if I do get a chance, I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Dude, I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Kraken! What you up to? See you later, Timmy. Oh, dude. What you got going on? Oh no. Oh no, dude. That that's one of those things was like in the worst conditions. Everybody decides, hey, we're going to just have a bad day today, and everybody is gonna have the same bad day. And if you think you're gonna not have a bad day, whoo, oh no, inventory and the managers in the building. Oh god. Dude, I remember inventory specifically as the days that I was trying to call off the most. Those are the days of the week where we have the most call offs because nobody wants to be there for inventory. I mean this in kitchens and in retail. Whenever you're doing inventory, everybody want to be off because nobody want to count all of your stuff. Yeah, I ain't gonna call you boss, so you ain't gotta worry about me saying nothing. But yeah, you ain't gonna worry about me saying nothing. But I don't know if they on Twitch right now. Yeah, your secret's safe with me, but I mean, if your boss is on Twitch and it was like, I mean, yeah, maybe. And if they is, they definitely ain't in here because I ain't got nobody watching this show. Ain't nobody in here watching me but you guys. So yeah, it ain't like they'd find this. So you're fairly safe enough to just vent about retail woes. I remember. Okay, you from North Carolina, so you know Ingles, right? Yeah, you from North Carolina, so you know Ingles. 'Cause I worked at Ingles for about a year and a half, right before the pandemic. So I was there right before the pandemic, and almost, and it was like a little bit harder to get fired back then. Central, slightly southeast. So other side of Charlotte, southeast. So other side of Charlotte, like Greenville, not Greenville. Yeah, all right, cool. So yeah, I don't think Ingles is over there though. Y'all got okay, yeah, y'all about y'all don't have Ingles over there. Ingles is like western over here. What was y'all got Publix, don't you? Wait, no. I know Publix is South Carolina and Asheville. I don't know, man. Regional grocery stores always mess me up, and I didn't spend a whole lot of time in Charlotte, so I'm not 100%. Food line. Okay, we have that. Only, I guess they took over there because our food lines almost all went out of business. Like our food lines died over here. I think it contracted a little bit. We still have them. I still have two in this county. So yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, because our food lines is tiny over here. But you are right. That is the closest thing to a Publix. It's just like a smaller Publix. Oh yeah, Harris Teeter. Y'all still have Harris Teeter? Shit, I miss Harris Teeter. We had one back in the day, and it was the biggest grocery store around here, but it only lasted about 5 years before they shut it down. And yeah, it's still the building is still the biggest what used to be a grocery store in the area, except for Walmart. And I think Walmart is the reason that it didn't work out too well for Harris Teeter here. Because we have Walmart and Ingles. And Ingles is the big local style place. So, but they're a big franchise that gets a lot of like local propping. So, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, God. I hate the neighborhood wall. I hate a Walmart neighborhood market so much because it's a little, it's the grocery store version of Walmart, but every time I go in there, I immediately become the person who was looking for something that was supposed to be at the big Walmart. Like every time. Yeah, every time I go into one of those little Walmart markets, I immediately turn into a person who's like, "Shit, I needed uh I needed an extension cord, or I needed a brick, a power brick, or I needed da da da. I needed da da da." It's always I go into it to buy something. I go in there to buy cereal, and then all of a sudden, I needed two extension cords and a doorknob. I don't know why I needed two extension cords and a doorknob. But now that there's no extension cords or doorknobs in this store, I got to go to a whole nother store to find them extension cords and the doorknob. I didn't need them when I came in here, but I need them now. So now I got to go to another store. But for some reason, I don't have that problem in the regular Walmart Supercenter. When I go into my regular Walmart Supercenter, I never have that problem. I think the problem I have when I go in there is that I can't not leave without having the extension cord and the two doorknobs because they're there. So I'm gonna go over there and get them because now I needed them. But all right. A foul smell. I know, said acknowledging the foul smell of the clothes I'd picked up. I smell shit. I smell shit. All right. Well, we'll wash them. All right, we're going to wash them. We're going to wash them. Right. You want to wash them? Follow me. Do you know where? You know where you're going. Really? Ah. Shut that. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, I have to get out of here because I got to go get this wheel alignment done before I got to go pick up my son. All right, so, but I am going to come back actually later. I'm going to try and come back tonight around 8 o'clock. So I want to see if I can come back and try and do this again because I actually have some stuff I want to write, or I just want to try and do some other stuff. Maybe we'll do a reaction stream. I'm not 100% sure. But if I can, I will come back because I do. Honestly, I love doing this because this is actually fun to just sit here and talk to you guys. Oh, dude, I will try. Oh, dude, I want you to get through this day and not punch nobody. That's my goal for you today is don't punch nobody. It's not necessarily something that you should have to worry about, but there are people who will test you. And in retail, I know you know, they want you to punch them. They do. So don't punch nobody. Yes, those demons deserve it. They deserve it. All right. But yeah, dude, you got this. This day can only be a day that makes you a better you. Okay? You are going to be the greatest Kraken. All right. But, Kraken, I will see you later. I'm gonna try and stay on. I'm gonna try and be on around 10. All right. So I'll see. So I'm gonna try and be on around then, so I can see you then. All right. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and you got it. I know you got it. Oh, I don't. Hmm. Dude, if you do, I'm gonna be here on the weekends, except Saturday. I'm not gonna be here Saturday, but I'll be here Sunday, every Sunday. But yeah, I'm gonna if you do start writing, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna if you do start writing, stream it. I'll come watch it. I promise. All right, but I do have to head out. We'll see you later. It has been a pleasure. You guys are awesome. Kraken, wonderful. Timmy, if you see this, if you see the stream recording on YouTube, you were awesome too. Everybody, have a good one.